Hello, and welcome to The Flow
and the My High Show. Chickawa. Flo, it's been a while, man. It's been like, I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've seen you.
I mean, it's been like 2 weeks since we actually filmed anything?
Right? We took like a little hiatus, and I don't think our viewers noticed, but we've been gone for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost my beard while I was sleeping. That happened.
I'm his replacement beard.
Dun dun.
Terrible. Terrible.
What's going on with Will? I saw him in the hallway and I asked him how Jada was, and he just fucking slapped me across the face and said, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth." And I was like,
"Oh my god,
bitch."
So someone edited the video of that for ragdoll physics. So like Will like slaps him and he just goes I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even know the Oscars was on.
Right? Like,
I guess the Grammys were on the other night.
Apparently.
No idea.
Yeah, because of the Oscars, I know that Liza Minnelli is apparently still alive.
Oh, yes.
I did not know that she was still alive.
She was with the Gaga, right?
Yeah, she was with Lady Gaga.
Yes.
They had a very, very sweet interaction.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I saw that. That was nice.
And yet no one's talking about that shit.
Well, no, because, you know,
Drama.
crazy sells.
Just like sex.
Sex. Oh, speaking of sex, not really. What's today's topic?
We are talking about generational trauma and indoctrination.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes.
Generational trauma. So, do you feel that you have experienced in your life generational trauma?
I have actually.
Really?
Yeah, I actually have. We'll start off with the fact that drug addiction and alcoholism runs extremely prevalent in my family.
Yikes.
I think all the way back to like my great-grandparents.
Really?
Yeah. Believe it or not, my dad was actually a really bad alcoholic for quite some time, and
Oh.
yeah.
I would never guess that.
Yeah, he's been sober many years now.
Mm-hmm.
But
And he looks amazing. He looks like fucking Santa Claus. You gotta see this guy.
he looks like Santa, but when he shaves and like wears a hoodie, he looks like the Unabomber. So it's
two ends of the spectrum there.
It's very polarizing.
I could see him flying over and dropping bombs. There's your gift, bitch. But no.
But
very nice guy.
Yes, he's very sweet. But it has made me very paranoid and very aware of my alcohol consumption and of just taking any kind of medicine in general. Because I know in the back of my mind, like, this is the freaking Russian roulette gun, and I'm going to spin the barrel, and where is it going to land? Like, is this drink going to be the drink that puts me over?
I don't know. Like, at what age, though, can someone... Like, I feel like it's a little late in life for me to become an alcoholic. First of all, if I don't enjoy drinking, like, to me it takes too much time, you know? If I had to get high or wanted to get high, I would be more of a pill guy probably, or needle man.
Oh God, my veins are terrible.
I have a real good vein right there. But I'm just saying, I don't, like, why all that drinking and peeing and, it's too much. It's too much. I need an easy route to alcoholism. I'm going to write a book.
Oh,
The
Lord.
easy route.
The easy route to alcoholism.
At any age. But no, so that scares you that you could
Oh yeah, it
become an
scares the
alcoholic?
crap out of me. Like, freaking my uncle on my mom's side, super into alcohol, super into drugs. I think he went to rehab quite a few times.
Ooh.
And he died young.
Oh, really?
He died really young. And honestly, we think he just straight up fucking ended it. Because he was drinking when he was on meds that he wasn't supposed to drink with. And
Got you.
yeah, he was just doing a bunch of stuff he wasn't supposed to do.
So maybe it was a combination that took him out. You think it took him out accidentally, or you think purposely, or was he having problems?
We kind of think it was purposely. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's sad. But I mean, how was he as an uncle? Was he?
Oh, I want to know.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I want to know. And that brings me to my next part of this. So, with my mom's side, my grandmother was a horrendous fucking bitch.
Oh.
Yeah. She was horrible. Like, she was completely horrible to my mother. And it took my mom, and even to this day, I don't think she's fully, like, come to terms with everything. But she treated my mom like she was the ugly stepsister.
Really?
Yep.
Now, how many siblings does your mom have?
Okay, so it was my mom, her sister, who was the golden child, and then her 3 brothers.
Okay, so 4 siblings, 5 kids altogether, right?
Yep.
So why was the sister the golden child? Like,
Oh, because Saint Mary could do nothing wrong.
really?
Yep. She was perfect.
But
She was the pretty one and the thin one and the smart one, and she became a nurse. And
but I've seen your mom. She's not fat at all.
my mom actually used to be super heavy.
Really?
Yeah, my mom used to be super heavy.
Oh my gosh, I would have never known that.
It runs in the family. We tend to be on the short round side.
Yeah, wouldn't get that from your mom. So she, grandma, is she still with us or no?
Hell no.
Oh.
Bitch is burning.
Burning in a fiery hell. Whew. Okay.
And see, I admit this is my generational trauma, because my mom was made to hate everything about herself. Yeah. Like, her mother would tell her that she wouldn't amount to anything, and that she was the fat one and the ugly one, and yeah.
Wow.
And if you've seen my mom, you know that I look very, very much like her.
You do. You look, you look like your mom.
Hearing my mom think badly about herself, and then her turning around and telling me that I'm pretty and stuff like that, makes it super hard to believe it, because how can I believe someone who hates themselves and I look just like them?
Fair point. I see what you're saying. So, grandma would just say this shit? Like, that's like child abuse. That's just...
She would literally call ahead and warn people that my mom would be showing up and that she was bringing a black child.
Wait, a black child?
Yeah, my older sister.
Okay, wait. Oh, I learned so much from Flo. Okay, so your mom was married before Santa?
No.
She just had a baby?
Yes.
And then ended up meeting Santa later?
They actually went to high school together.
Okay.
And
oh, my drink's way out of camera range.
and eventually, he drove her home from somewhere, and they just kind of went from there. And
Well, that's cute.
my dad asked my mom out, and she was like, well, I have a kid. And my dad's like, well, bring her with you. Whatever.
He's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool, Dad.
Yeah.
So, Mom was a disappointment to Grandma because she had a black child.
Mom was a disappointment to Grandma because of everything.
Everything. She was fat. She was, quote unquote, the ugly one.
And because we were Lauren's children, we were not the good children. we were not the good grandchildren.
Lauren's children? Is that how you were referred to?
A lot of people actually didn't know which one I was. Like, if we ever actually got invited to family events,
Damn.
they would call me by my sister's name, and I'm just like,
oh.
I was like, wow, okay, yeah.
Oh. Wow. So then your mom grew up with this kind of abuse.
Yep.
Pretty much. And then along comes Santa, and then along comes you. And so you mentioned that your mom would say things like she was unattractive. So would she say those things out loud and you would hear her? How'd that go?
It was one of those things where, like, I always knew she was very, like, uncomfortable with herself. She was never happy about her size. Like, her weight. She was never happy about her chest size. Like, her nose. She
her
wasn't
chest
happy.
size? She has a nice chest, doesn't she?
No, actually, she's smaller than me.
Really?
Yeah. Mine are growing, but I have an unfair advantage.
That's for another show.
I have an unfair advantage. We discussed that I was on hormone blockers previously, and, well, one of the side effects is my breasts and my butt are growing. So, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, Lord.
So, oh gosh, okay. I guess I didn't look at your mom's boobs, but I thought she had bagongas. I don't know.
My oldest sister, no, she's the one that got the big boobs, and then my niece has like the biggest boobs out of all of us.
Really?
We swear she's pushing like an E.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Because you know, Amy that used to work with us, she's like a something D, she said. I don't know how those sizes work. I thought she said like she was an 88 million D or, I don't know, the girl's big.
I mean, I had a friend who was a double H. Yeah, it's like huge.
Like bigger than Amy's? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I used to do community theater with a lady who had some big breasts, and she hated them because her back hurt, and she went and had the surgery to get them reduced so she wouldn't have those problems. But yeah, so I mean, growing up then, since your mom went through this shit with Grandma, was Mom like depressed a lot, would you say? Was she... I mean, she's, if she was that down on herself,
she would never try to show it to us, but there have been instances where I know she was like super depressed. But
but to meet her now, she seems I don't know, strong, like, you know, because I know what she's dealing with.
that's the bitterness.
It's the bitterness that's making her hang on.
It sustains us.
But your mom's not that old either. No. She's just had some health issues, and which sucks.
Oh yeah, but it definitely like drove these ideas into my head, like, oh my god, like freaking I weigh a certain amount and oh geez, I'm getting fat. And I'm like, well no, I'm not, but it will still put the thought in my head. And it's just like, oh God, I'm gonna be unhappy, and I'm gonna have all these problems, and I don't want to get fat. And it's just like, you're not getting fat.
And all that stems from grandma doing to mom.
Yep.
You looking like mom.
And that's the thing, like, my mom never did it to us. At least she never did anything, like, intentionally.
Right.
But, like, every once in a while, like, she'll point something out. Like, oh, you're starting to get a small pooch there. And I'm just like, oh, okay. It's like, great. Getting fucking fat. Thanks, Mom.
Down the road, not across the street.
I'm just like,
oh, Lord.
I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, I could see where that would, yeah. But none of the other things have happened to you, like I mean, I don't know. You know, we haven't been hanging out for 20-some years. Were you ever caught up in the drug scene? No.
I mean, I've tried a few things every now and like, you know, everyone has, but nothing like major.
Wasn't
like
your
it's
bag,
not out there that I was like doing freaking rails of freaking cocaine or whatever. Like, and my parents, they told me about like their drug days. I mean, they grew up in the 60s and 70s.
Hippies, you said, yeah.
And like, they made me very aware of the fact that everything nowadays is shit. Like, everything nowadays is shit.
Right.
And if you want good stuff, like, you need to pay. Like, you need money.
Yeah, it doesn't even, well, I don't know. I guess street pharmacists still make a good living, even though they're selling shit. Because people don't realize that it's shit because they've never had the good stuff. Mm-hmm. Right.
But stuff like that, it never really appealed to me.
Yeah.
Like, there were times where I would, like, you know, go drinking with my friends and stuff, and,
Oh, well, yes.
whenever, I don't drink often, but when I do, damn do I drink hard. Mm-hmm. And I have a very high alcohol tolerance for someone who does not drink.
Yeah, I remember you saying you don't get hangovers.
I don't.
That's crazy.
I don't get hangovers. I also found out that my body metabolizes drugs really fast. Like, even with my medication, I think within the last 3 months, we upped my dosage of anxiety meds like 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because my body is just, like, chewing through it.
It's like, it's not enough. I'm still gonna be crazy.
And the thing is like, I take it as prescribed.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like this huge amount. It's just once a day in the morning, and, you know, I go about my business. But it's just like, oh yeah, your body is just metabolizing this too fast.
Wow.
Like, for my period cramps, I went from Vicodin to Percocet to Tramadol to Dilaudid.
Dilaudid.
Yep.
Whew.
And even with Dilaudid, I'm just like, yeah, that's not working. It's wearing off.
Yeah.
And that's what scares, like, the ever-living shit out of me, because I'm just like, I could easily become a drug addict because I'm going to do something and the next high is not going to be enough, and then it's never going to be enough.
Oh, God. I'm going to see you at work walking around with one of those wheelie machines pumping the morphine.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's just like, it's not enough.
I gotta go catch bad guys. That's awesome.
I'm trying to monitor where my food is right now.
Oh.
Well, that's another thing. I have a very unhealthy relationship with food.
Really?
Yep, I have a very unhealthy relationship with food.
Meaning you eat too much?
I will eat too much.
Bad things?
I'll eat too much. I'll eat, like, bad stuff. And then once I realize it, I'll just, like, stop eating. Like, I'll eat enough to sustain me, but I'm just like, okay, this isn't healthy either. I'm like, I'm not on the middle ground. I'm either at one extreme or the other.
So it's kind of like bulimia meets anorexia in the middle somewhere.
Well, no, because, you know, I don't do the whole vomiting thing.
Right.
I can't.
I just can't vomit.
I don't like it. Who likes that? No one likes that.
No.
It's horrendous. It gives me anxiety. Like, that's like one of my greatest fears, vomiting in public. Ugh.
Wow. I mean, I guess I never, like my mom, my dad, their parents, like my mom's parents, they drank, but they weren't alcoholics. Like my grandpa, he was amazing. He always had beer on tap in the basement in a big keg. And I'd be like 6 years old, and he'd be like, Michael, pour me a beer, not much head on it. And I'm like, okay. And I learned how to pour beer, man. Just.
See, but that's the thing in my family. We had all these dirty little secrets. No one ever talked about it. And you didn't talk about it until, like, the person was dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's more?
Oh, there are secrets everywhere in this friggin' family.
Oh.
I made it a point to, like, I was just like, you know what, if mom ever passes, like, before her siblings or anything, I'm not telling any of them bitches anything. They're gonna call one day and be like, oh, is Lauren there? No, she died.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
I find it hilarious. No, you didn't want to talk to her when she was alive. Don't fucking call.
Right.
Like, no.
And don't come to the funeral home. Stay the fuck out.
Like, you didn't stand up to her against your freaking mother. And, like, her excuse apparently was that she had postpartum depression, but she had postpartum depression for 60 some odd years.
Yeah, no. That was just an excuse to be a bitch.
I was just like,
wow.
I'm like, yeah, okay, Patricia, you need to calm down.
What'd she end up dying from?
You know what's crazy? She had like 3 different kinds of cancer. She died from an asthma attack.
Oh.
And she was living with my aunt, who's a nurse.
I can't make this shit up.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ on a crouton, what the fuck?
On a crouton.
Oh, it's just a mess. So basically, whenever I talk to people about my family, they're like, oh, you got any aunts and uncles? No, I don't.
No.
I was like, I have my grandparents left on my dad's side. Although grandma doesn't remember anyone, so she's got the Alzheimer's.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't really have anything like that. Like, you know, my parents were good to them. My parents were good to me. I mean, I think the only thing I carry is anxiety because my parents would fight a lot, argue. You know? And I could almost feel it. Like, it was a feeling that would come over me when I would get off the school bus, like...
It's just like, oh, today's gonna be a bad day.
Yeah.
It's like,
It was like a sixth sense that I knew they were gonna get in an argument later that evening.
Oh, believe me, I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Because my sisters would get into freaking, like, knockdown, drag out freaking fights. Like, fist fights. I'm so, like, desensitized to everything. It got to the point where I was just like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, Mom.
They're fighting again.
They're fighting again. Should I call the cops? Oh, yeah, the cops used to be at our house. house quite often.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Some knockout drag down.
Yeah, it was bad.
Jeez.
But I would always get that feeling. I'm just like, one day I was in the bathtub and I was just laying there and I'm like, they're fighting again.
And you just knew it.
I just knew it. I'm just like, God damn it.
So weird.
I'm just like, why can't we have 2 seconds of normalness?
Wow. So, yeah, like I've never really, other than, I don't know. I think just the parents fighting made me anxious, which brought it into today's world as a grown-up. I'm quite anxious. Worry. But everyone in my family thinks I'm the calm one, which cracks me up. They're like, man, I wish we could keep it together like you do.
It's just like,
right? It's like the duck on the water.
yeah, and its little feet are just underneath.
Yes.
Just like, oh dear God, there's a whole lot going on over there.
Yeah. And no one knows. No one knows.
Well, that also brings about Disney. Disney has been doing the most lately. Like, okay, so we have Encanto, and then we have the movie Turning Red. And I know we watched Encanto together.
We did. We had a private screening.
Yep. It was very nice.
Yeah, it was.
And
I saw the advertisement for Turning Red.
Yes.
What's that about?
So, Asian American family, they have a very deep ancestral connection to red pandas. And apparently it happens to like every woman in their family that when they hit a certain age, they turn into a red panda. Yeah, they can transform into a red panda. But see, here's the thing. Her mom never told her. Like, she did not warn her. And she was to the point where, you have to do everything your parents tell you. You have to respect your parents, and you'll do good at life, and...
Oh, yeah. Indoctrination right there.
Oh, yeah. She had no, like... She had a personality of her own, but she just didn't get to do things that other kids would do. Mm-hmm. Like, her mom frowned greatly upon, like, this boy band that, her and her friends wanted to go see. Mm-hmm. And she had to pretend that she had no interest in this freaking boy band because, God forbid, Mommy Dearest did not approve.
Oh, that sucks.
And then, like, you know how when you're a teenager and you have a crush and you, like, doodle little pictures in your notebook and stuff like that, and little hearts and whatever.
Flow plus my high.
Aw, yeah. But,
do you like me? Yes or no? Check the box.
But yeah, she found, like, her daughter's notebook and she went through it and, like, found all these pictures. Like, these very innocent, like, teenage girlhood fantasy pictures, like, of her kissing, like, the cute guy at the convenience store or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she straight up humiliated this girl in front of everyone. She went and confronted the dude at the convenience store in front of, like, a whole group of people with her daughter just right there.
Wow. How embarrassing.
Yeah, and then you find out that the mom had a terrible relationship with her mother. So it just trickled down.
Okay. So, and I had this conversation with you one day off camera, and it was about Disney. I think they're up to something. I don't know. All their storylines are dark.
Oh God, don't.
Parents are dead. Every Disney movie, I think you named one that maybe had parents that weren't dead. Tell me about this Turning Red. Was Dad dead?
No, actually, like, the family was all there. Both her parents were there, except it was like her mom was like super tiger helicopter mom, and her dad was just there. You know? Like, it was present, but he wasn't like trying to tell his wife, like, hey, let her have her own personality, like she's a teenager.
I was probably scared of her. Jesus.
There was a whole scene about that too, like of him running away from this woman.
Of course.
And
so does bitch turn into a panda?
funny enough, they were trying to do this ritual to like suppress the main character's name is Mei Ling.
See, rituals,
Yeah.
more Disney evil.
To have this whole ritual to suppress the panda. And come to find out that all the women in their family suppressed all their red pandas. And her mom had like the biggest, angriest freaking red panda.
Of course.
Like, oh. This shit was like the size of a kaiju.
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't she?
But you know, it came to the point where they do reconcile, and you find out that a lot of the reason why her mom was doing the things that she was doing was because she went against her mother and ended up hurting her. And she just wanted to like avoid all that because she felt guilty about it. And of course, the mom's mom was feeling guilty because she pushed her child away.
So it all trickled downhill and
Yep.
was just...
And of course, unrealistically, everything was neatly packaged in the end, and
Of course it was.
Mei Ling got to keep her panda. She made that decision, and everyone else's panda went their separate ways. And
Maylin.
yeah, Mei Ling.
How appropriate.
Like I kept saying Mei Ling, I'm very sorry. But Mei Ling.
Wow.
But then in the case of like Encanto, oh, that was that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And with Honeybat is Puerto Rican and Ecuadorian.
Honeybat is Flo's husband, in case you're watching this for the very first time.
Yeah, that's my husband. And we were watching with him as well, and he kept having a running commentary in the background where he was just like, oh, look at that. Another Hispanic person, another family that doesn't want to talk about something. Big surprise there. And then, like, Abuela, like, apologizes at the end, and he's like, unrealistic. She would never fucking apologize. She'd never admit she's wrong. And the crazy thing is like, I believe it.
Right.
Like, with most families, I believe that shit. Because, like, you had Abuela who freaking was so afraid of losing control and losing everything and everything falling apart, like when her husband died.
Right.
She just became, like, this freaking stone cold, like, closed off bitch. And it was just like, oh, we have to help the townspeople, but you're sit there like ignoring your children's needs. Freaking like her son. No one talked about. We don't talk about Bruno.
No. He's
It's like
tucked away.
inside the walls. Spoiler alerts, people. Spoiler alerts.
Yeah. Good
But
idea.
yeah, I feel as if everyone has that one family member that you just don't talk about.
Oh, well, we have those, yes.
You just don't talk about them for one reason or another. And like everyone just didn't talk about Bruno because apparently all of his visions were bad and they all came to fruition. And my big thing is like one of them was bitching about the fact that he like predicted her goldfish would die. Bitch, it's been 10 years.
Right.
It's been 10 years. Get over it.
Let go of that.
The goldfish was gonna die. You look at them wrong and they freaking floating upside down.
Right. God, I told my coworker the other day that she had the brain of a goldfish. She's like, why? I said, because you're like swimming around going, look, a castle. Oh, look, a castle. Oh, look. was like,
But then, like, you have the rest of the family who's, like, bending to this woman's will.
Oh, yeah.
Because what else can they really do? Like, you're supposed to respect your elders, and, you know, she's the head of this family. But meanwhile, we have a cat over here making the green screen go crazy.
it's a thunderstorm.
But,
Okay.
they choose now to get the zoomies. You got like the oldest sister who's being forced to marry like some dude she don't want to marry, and she's like the perfect one. And it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then the strong one who can never like, she can't live up to the perfect sister because like her sister gets the pretty powers, and over here she's like the butch one that has to freaking carry all the family's burdens and shit.
She was the lesbian of the movie. It wasn't spoken. Well, that's what I got from it. Bitch was eating coochie cat somewhere.
And then there was like freaking Mirabelle who had no powers. She tried so freaking hard, and nothing she did was ever good enough.
Nope.
And all because her grandmother was too afraid to fucking let go a little.
And it all started cracking around them. Okay, we gotta quit spoiling all this. Jesus.
If you haven't seen it already, see it.
Yeah, it's good.
See it.
It's good stuff.
Because I resonate very deeply with the character Bruno and the character Louisa. Bruno with the fact that I love my family and I'll do most anything for my family, but sometimes the best thing to do, or the best thing you can do, is just go away.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that space. Everyone needs to be able to thrive on their own and such. And with Louisa, I was the youngest in the family, but I ended up taking on a lot of the family burden, especially when Mom started becoming, I don't want to use the term frail, but she started having a lot of medical issues.
Yep.
And even now, to this point, like, I still get things like piled up on me. Like, I am the person everyone talks to, and I'm like, why? Why are you all coming to me? Why are you all talking to me? I'm barely holding myself together with like chewing gum.
But it's what we discussed. They don't see.
They all come to me.
Yeah.
Why? How do they all find me? And it's strangers too.
No.
Like when I used to work retail, people would just tell me their business. I'm like, your order is 1967. I'm like, I'm so sorry you feel like your husband's cheating on you, but I have customers behind you.
In line, yeah. Like, please go away.
Just like, this makes me feel very uncomfortable. And I always say,
It's weird.
It's like a very sad day in hell where I have to be the socially and like emotionally responsible one.
Yeah. Oh, man. My Sean's like that, though. He's very chatty. Like, we'll be, I don't know, we could be checking out, right? And he'll be like, yeah, we're getting this because da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And the cashier will be like, oh, yeah, because da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'll, like, kick him to shut the fuck up. Like, and then we get outside and he's like, you kicked me. I'm like, yeah, you know the drill. You talk too much. They don't care. Shut the fuck up.
They're just trying to do their jobs, not be held hostage by your conversation. Like, they can't leave.
Right.
Please, people, be very aware of that. Your retail workers cannot leave.
No, we can't.
They're being held hostage by money.
It's so sad.
Frozen is a good one for generational trauma. The first Frozen.
Girl, I've never seen either one of them.
Well, like freaking Elsa, her family, like her parents were just like, oh, you can't talk about your powers. You have to conceal them.
Oh.
Conceal, don't feel. It's just like, well, that's a great thing to teach a child.
Ooh.
And now you wonder why she can't control that shit. And then you have freaking Anya, who is the danger to herself and society, who's never seen the world or been out anywhere. First guy she meets tries to marry him and give away their kingdom.
Oh.
It's just like, bitch, dangerous. What the hell's wrong with you?
This is the shit that happens. Right?
Oh.
So do you feel that, did you grow up with any kind of indoctrination put upon you, any beliefs that you've carried on or anything with your family?
Luckily, we avoided a good chunk of indoctrination. I was, in fact, baptized Roman Catholic, but my mom became very, she didn't really pay much mind to it in the first place, but she became very, very disillusioned with it when the preacher, what the fuck is the head of the Roman Catholic Church?
They're priests.
Okay, I can never tell the difference. Told her kids were bastards because my parents were not married in a church. They were married by a JP and they don't recognize that. So we were born out of wedlock. Yeah.
Wow.
So needless to say, my mom became Wiccan and I became pagan. Yep.
Okay.
And since me and Honeybat don't technically we don't want to have kids of our own, but we do maybe eventually want to adopt or foster. Mm-hmm. We will have them make their own choices when they reach an age.
Yes.
It's just like with vaccinations. I am by no means an anti-vaxxer at all.
Right. But
any babies that I would have would get vaccinated up to a certain point, and then once they reach that age, if they don't want to get vaccinated anymore, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your own body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I mean, you have to deal with the consequences, whether good or bad, of your actions. So, okay, you get vaccinated and, you avoid having, the Rona.
Right.
But you have the side effects from it. Okay, temporary, but, you're vaccinated. There's a better chance you can fight it. You freaking don't get vaccinated for, TB or some shit, and you get TB, and it's like, you could have been vaccinated, but you didn't, and well, now here we are.
Right. You're going to pay the consequences of that. Yeah, I don't, when it's something like that, I don't know the right answer or the wrong answer. Because, you can get vaccinated. I had both of them. I didn't do boosters, and now they're on second round boosters for certain people. I don't think I'm going to do any more of this nonsense. It seems like since the Ukraine situation started, COVID went away. I always feel like the government is hiding shit, right? There always has to be this big-ass production on the news because they're up to something behind the scenes. So they were done with the whole Rona thing, and now they've moved on to Ukraine, and Rona's just over with now. You just don't hear about it. I don't know. It's absolutely insane. But
well, the crazy is I had Rona twice.
Yeah.
And
you were vaxxed, right?
I got the first set of vaccinations after I had it twice.
Oh, okay.
And let me tell you, those vaccines made me so fucking sick.
Yeah.
So sick.
I had very little problem from them. I think after the second one, I just got a headache and felt kind of feverish, but that was really it.
Apparently with like Moderna, women were known to get like pretty bad side effects from it, so lucky me.
I had the Pfizer. But no, I mean, so we're talking about like, the things being kind of pushed up on someone, indoctrination, that type of thing. What I hate to see, and this is a pet peeve of mine, and you may agree, you may disagree. I hate to see. Am I boring you, Flo?
No, I'm sorry. I got like 2 hours of sleep. I apologize.
Gee.
I got like 2 hours of sleep.
I hate to see moms or dads taking the little babies into piercing shops and getting their ears pierced.
Oh my God. And then they make it like a whole family production. Like they all stand around and like watch.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, the baby.
The baby is screaming its head off and crying. And like, maybe this baby don't want its ears pierced when it gets older. Why are you doing this? Like, let the baby decide.
Yeah, there's actually been debate on a grander scale about male circumcision for that particular jinxie. For people see it as like they're mutilating their child, and yeah, I can see it from both sides. Like, I'm not a guy, so I've never had to deal with this particular issue. But usually, like, when you get older and you make the decision that, okay, yeah, I want to be circumcised, it hurts worse.
It does.
It takes longer to heal as well.
I was circumcised when, at birth.
Jinx is like in the background doing fucking backflips and shit.
Jinx stuff. But no, I was circumcised at birth, and the reason that I've always heard that you do it is because
it's cleaner, right?
Well, it's cleaner because you can really get some problems if you get older and don't keep all that extra skin clean, because shit gets up in there and get infections and I actually worked with a man. My first job was delivering flowers from a flower shop. So, drove a flower van. But one of the guys that I worked with, he was 74 at the time, and he was never circumcised, and he started having problems in his 70s because he was not circumcised, and he actually went and got circumcised while I was working there. And it was very traumatic and painful, and he said he wished his parents would have done it when he was born, and so there's what is it, if you're Jewish, they don't believe in that, I think. I'm pretty sure it's the Jewish religion that does not believe in circumcision.
No, they get circumcised. They have like a whole bris.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
There's something that doesn't believe in it.
I don't know. I know there's some places that do female circumcision, and that's just sick. Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Like take off the clit?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like different countries? Oh.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Wow.
It's meant to prevent women from like having sex outside of marriage, but like, bro, you take my clitoris away, I'm not having sex with anyone, not even my husband.
No.
Like, fuck off.
Right. That's like taking away a dude's balls.
And back to the male circumcision thing, like the whole excuse of cleanliness, I'm just like, just teach your kid how to clean well.
Right. Pull it back and wash it.
Yeah, freaking, like, get a Q-tip. Like, I had an ex who was not circumcised. Straight up, like, he would sit there, shower, freaking have a Q-tip, clean around. I'm just like, oh. I was like, this is a very thorough procedure.
Right. I'm just glad I don't have to mess with it, but
Yeah.
If circumcision's for you, great. If it's not, great. Whatever.
Oh, another thing people try to indoctrinate you. Having kids.
When you gonna make me a grandma? Oh, when you gonna make me a grandma?
It's just like, oh, you're young. You'll change your mind. I assure you I won't.
Are you getting that? Do you get that from your mom when you're gonna have kids? Or does she know?
She knows Honey Bad's getting a vasectomy, which is actually coming up really soon.
And I think we're gonna do that live on the air. I'm just kidding.
I mean, we could do like a before and after, but she'll give me the whole, you broke your promise to me, you broke my heart. I'm like,
what promise?
About me having kids.
You promised her you'd have kids?
At some point, but then I was...
Do you remember this?
Vaguely. But I'm just to the point where I'm just like, I'm like, you'll still have adopted grandkids. You won't love them any less, so...
Yeah.
Like, stat. I'm just like, if you don't want kids, you don't want kids. Like, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. All right.
Like, people need to stop acting like, oh my God, you need to have children. Your life is not fulfilled if you don't have children. It's just like, yeah, I may not have children, but you know what I have? Money. Yeah, I have money. I can travel if I want. I can do weird ass shit in my house without worrying about traumatizing, little people.
Right, like your handstand on your stripper pole.
That I'm trying.
We should because Flo's
I'm taking pole fitness classes.
Yeah, for fitness. I think when you get really good, we should...
That's gonna be a while.
We should tape some of that shit.
It's gonna be a while, guys.
I'll secretly grease the pole.
Oh, God. I actually might need that. We were doing this one move, and my hands would not slide down the pole. And I'm like, I'm supposed to end up on the floor. Slide. And it was that, like, slow, awkward, like, squeaking slide. And I'm just like, damn, I got, like, that fucking kung fu grip.
So,
world's strongest hand job.
Wow. What's this place like, though? And we're jumping off topic, but are there a bunch of poles around?
Yeah, it's separated into two parts. There's the section where, like, all the pole stuff goes on, and then the back part, there are the aerial hoops, and where they do, like, aerial hammocks and stuff like that. It's really great.
What?
I actually have a guest pass. I should bring you in there one day.
What?
Yeah.
Why are there hoops?
Aerial hoop. You've never seen... I'll have to show you later. It's very pretty. And then there's, like, aerial silks.
Well, but... like, none of you are auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. Like, what the
It's very fun. Like, everything is very fun and very freeing. It's very liberating.
Hoops and scarves and...
Yeah.
It's like a Stevie Nicks concert.
I love Stevie Nicks, so I'm okay with this. But,
what other things do you feel that are pushed upon children or...
it's a small one, but it can lead to, like, eating disorders when people say, like, oh, you need to clean everything on your plate, or you can't have dessert, or some kid in Africa would be very happy to have this food. And it's just like, yeah, but if I eat this food, the kid in Africa is still not going to have it, so...
Exactly. Yeah, that's terrible. I remember... my dad, maybe it's why I hate fucking bologna to this day. Can't stand bologna. He made, like, just bologna lunch meat sandwiches, okay? Bologna on a bun, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't like this shit. I've never liked bologna, whatever.
Bologna.
Ugh. So I purposely threw it on the floor when he went in the living room.
No.
And then I was like, Dad. He comes in. I'm like, I dropped my sandwich. Pick it up. You're eating it.
Bitch.
Like, sir, pick it up. You're eating it. I had to sit there and eat that fucking bologna sandwich that I purposely had to pick the hair off of it, which made it even grosser.
Oh no.
And eat that damn bologna sandwich.
Well, you know what's worse than like bologna?
What?
Freaking the two things. Mortadella, which is like Italian bologna that just has like these chunks of fat in it. And then freaking pimento loaf, which is basically like just bologna with olives in it.
My mom loves pimento loaf. Oh my god. She was at the store one day with me. Why don't they have pimento loaf here? Up in the north we have it. Why don't they have it here? Well, I don't know. We don't do that in Texas.
She's not wrong.
Or Florida. Or wherever we're at. Like,
Iowa.
Jesus.
Alaska.
Wow.
But that was one thing that always killed me. Like, okay, yeah, even if I do eat this food, like,
yeah.
it's not saving anyone.
Not saving a soul.
I mean, I don't like being wasteful, but like, straight up, you can't force your kid to eat.
No.
And it got to the point where my mom was just like, okay, you're gonna eat this or you're gonna eat nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's just like, I will eat nothing then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check.
But let me tell you, that food was still waiting there. Mom, I'm hungry. Yeah, it was right there. It's just like, oh, motherfucker.
Damn it.
God damn it.
It's funny. I have a friend who's like my age, and she just got out of a very shitty relationship.
Ugh.
And she was so excited the other day on Facebook. She posted that she threw away a pot of coffee. And someone was like, why are you excited because you threw away a half a pot of coffee? And she's like, because when I was with him, I had to drink what I made. I was like, wow.
I'd be happy too. Throw the whole thing away. The pot and everything. Just chuck it out the window.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's just craziness. Things that we're made to believe or led to believe. And
like spanking. That's a big one.
Ooh.
That's a big one.
Were you spanked as a child?
I think I was only spanked like once.
Really?
Yep. I think I was only spanked once. Most of the time, like, my sisters were the cautionary tales. So, like, I just wouldn't do shit. Like, I wasn't innocent by all means, but I got better at hiding it because of them.
Wow. No, I was spanked a lot. Like, with whatever was handy.
But the fear of the spanking was always there. Let me tell you. You want to go into the dressing room? I don't want to go in the dressing room.
Wait till I get you to the car. I heard that a lot.
Don't make me reach back there.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah. I remember one time running out the door as a kid. You get that twice as hard when you come back.
Yeah.
I was like, shit. And my dad, one time, he came in the bathroom as I was, I don't know, I was probably 8, maybe, getting out of the bath water with his fucking belt with the metal grommets.
Oh!
While I was wet.
Oh,
and beat my ass for, I don't even know what I had done.
Oh.
But just, but I cried, looked in the mirror, you see all those little grommet red marks on my ass. Like, damn.
No, with my mom, what they would do is they would make her like go outside and pick a switch.
My mom too.
Yep.
From the weeping willow tree. Pick your switch.
Yep. And with her, like, she thought she was smart and she got the thin one. Don't get the thin ones. They get more speed behind them. Oh, God. I have experience with this.
Really?
Yeah, it was for punishment's sake, but not a bad. We'll get into that some other time.
Oh, God.
We'll get into that some other time.
Somehow we've lost control. Whew. Sexual theater with a switch.
Yay!
Crack.
And now we will cater to the foot fetish community. That's all you get, you fucking weirdos.
Whew. People gonna think we on some stuff. Speaking of, you purposely ordered us wine, and it came weeks ago, and we've yet to have any on air.
Yes, because we don't have bougie cups yet.
Oh.
Not boozy, bougie. We need the bougie cups.
Because our show is so bougie.
I want to be bougie. I want to be balling on a budget.
Oh, shit.
Just because it's like...
You know this shit is put together with duct tape, bubble gum. Look at our tripod. It's all crooked as shit.
No, one of the best things I ever heard from someone is, look at them, looking like money but acting like food stamps. Well, damn it, we're food stamps, but I want to look like money. Okay? Let me have this. Let me have this one thing.
Oh, Lord. Ugh, too much. Flo, we've been going. Are we at that point?
We're pretty much at that point.
I think we passed it.
Don't pass on your generational traumas.
Yes.
Don't try to indoctrinate people unless you're trying to start a cult. Don't do that.
Cults are bad.
To this day, I don't trust Kool-Aid.
Right? And I had to explain to this one what the Waco thing was.
I was 3 when it happened.
Oh my God, I'm so old.
That just aged me, but I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be 32 in 3 days.
I was like, what? The Davidians? Nope, don't know what you're talking about.
And yeah, I know Jonestown. Come on, Jim Jones is like very well known.
Yeah.
Well, indoctrination right there. You want to know about indoctrination? Read that.
At its finest. At its finest.
I do recommend that, if you are faint of heart, please do not watch video footage or listen to the audio. It is very heart-wrenching. Like, I'm a sick fuck, so I've gone through, like, all of it.
Oh.
So.
Damn. All right, let's put a fork in this episode.
Yeah.
You are.
I'm Hot Topic Flo.
And I am My High. And we will see you next time.